This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can find options that fit your budget and potentially lower your bills. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
In the suburbs of D.C., a woman fails to show up for work and is found brutally murdered.
911, what's emergency? We just walked in the door and there's blood in the foyer.
For the next 2 decades, the case remained unsolved until new technology allowed investigators to do what had once been impossible. A new series from ABC Audio in 2020, Blood and Water. Listen now wherever you get your podcasts.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Small Town Murder Express.
Yay and choo-choo!
Yay, indeed, Jimmy. Yay, indeed. My name is James Petrogallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Jimmy Wissman.
Thank you, folks, so much for joining us today on another absolutely insane edition of Small Town Murder Express. And this one, oh boy, it fits the bill perfectly. It's nuts. It's wild. 10 pounds of murder in a 2-pound bag. We'll get into all that and more very quickly, though. Top of the show here, shutupandgivememurder.com is where you go. Get all your tickets there. First of all, tons of new merch there, too, so check that out. But tickets. September the 18th, Pabst Theater, Milwaukee. Not a lot of tickets left for that, so if you want to go to that show, go ahead and get your tickets now. Then the next night, State Theater in Minneapolis. Get your tickets for that, September 19th. Get those now. Milwaukee's currently beating you, Minneapolis, and
Fascinating.
I know you don't care for that. I know you don't want Wisconsin to beat you at anything, so let's up the game there. And then we have Dallas on October 3rd, and then later on in October, San Jose, Sacramento, and then November, Terrytown, Boston. So that's shutupandgivememurder.com, where you get all that stuff and more. Also, listen to our other 2 shows. Crime and Sports. We have a long series going on about the Yahweh Ben Yahweh cult and all their many, many murders, and that's crazy. And then Your Stupid Opinions. Come on. You got to hear that. You got to hear it. It's so funny. It's just hilarious. Yeah. Then get yourself Patreon, everybody.
Here we go.
Do a favor for yourself. Patreon.com/crimeinsports is where you get all the bonus material. All you have to be is $5 a month or above, and you get every damn second of what we put out.
Every second.
Every ounce. Yeah. We like to measure our output in weight is how we like to do it. So volume, pure volume. So do we do water displacement tests really to make it perfect?
Yeah.
So patreon.com/crimeinsports, $5 a month or above. You get everything we put out, including, as soon as you subscribe, hundreds of back bonus episodes you've never heard before. New ones every other week. 1 Crime and Sports, 1 Small Town Murder, and you get them all, baby.
May as well. Yeah.
As well. This week, what you get here is for Crime and Sports, we're going to do Hostage Situations Part 2, because the first one was just so damn fun. We were like, okay, we need more. And we had another show's worth on our notes, so we said, let's do that. Then for Small Town Murder, it's prisoner dating game time, everybody. Need we say more? It's prisoner dating game time. You know you want to sign up for that. 4 bachelorettes, 4 bachelors. I line them up for Jimmy. The only thing they have in common is they're all incarcerated violent felons.
For a very long time.
He gets to pick it based on just what they say about themselves. Yeah. And then he gets to find out what they did afterwards and if he made a terrible choice. So it's a crazy, crazy show and good times. Yeah. Patreon.com/crimeinsports. Get every pound that we put out right there.
You bet.
Right there. And also you get a shout out at the end of the regular show, and you get all the shows we put out, Crime and Sports, Your Stupid Opinion, Small Town Murder, all ad-free.
Ad-free.
Can't beat it. That said, I think it's time, everybody. Yeah. Let's do this. Let's all sit back, clear the lungs here. Yeah. What do you say? Arms to the sky. Let's all shout. Shut up and give me murder. Let's do this, everybody.
Okay.
Let's go on a trip, shall we? Let's do it.
Yeah.
We're going to California this week.
Lovely. California.
Northern California. I love Northern California.
Yeah.
That's my favorite up there in the Bay Area, like Carmel and all that. It's real nice. This is Lafayette, California.
Sure. And well, the Bay Area north and west. You don't want to go northeast.
No, then you end up in the
Yeah,
middle.
North Coast. Fine.
In the middle
Great.
of nowhere, yeah. Let's stay close to the water is what I'm saying, yeah.
Don't get too inland.
You don't want to do that. So Northern California, by where we will be, by the way, in October on the 16th and 17th in San Jose and Sacramento. So get your tickets for that at shutupandgivememurder.com. But Northern California, it's about 35 minutes to San Francisco.
Great.
About 3 hours and 15 minutes over to Reno. And 4 hours to Springville, California, our last episode there, which was episode 667, the most interesting murderer in the world. Right. Remember, he had all his, that was a wild one, man. That guy was nuts. This is in Contra Costa County,
right?
Which is very hard to, it's very Contra Costa County. Area code 925, population here, only 25,384.
Oh.
So it's small to be outside of the major cities. That close to it, 35 minutes, mainly because it's expensive, as we'll get into here.
Of course it is.
Wow. Median household income here, $97,946, which is about 30 grand above the national average, but nowhere near what you'd need to deal with this house cost here. This is insane. Median home cost here, $1,767,400. Median. That's the median.
1 3/4.
Holy crap. That's
balls.
Wow. Now, a little bit
The rest
of
of the
history.
country is about $1.3 million short of that.
Yeah, no shit.
Wow.
So, history, it was named after the Marquis de Lafayette, who was a French military officer of the American Revolutionary War, because they were on our side, because they've been hating Britain since the beginning of time. So the name Lafayette came together with the community's first post office. In 1857, the owner and manager of a hotel and general store applied for a post office for the community. At first, he wanted to call it Centerville.
Yeah.
And then they told him there's already a Centerville in California.
Of course there is.
You can't have that. What do you think? You're the first one who thought of that. You're not even in the center of anything. Makes no sense.
Do you want to call it the street that goes right up the middle? Do you want to call that Main Street
Main
too?
Street? Is this a outside the box idea that you have, this little theory? So he suggested Lafayette, and they said, yeah, all right, fine. And also
There's one in Louisiana, but all right.
That's fine. Well, his wife was from Lafayette, Indiana. So
Okay, and there's one in Indiana.
there's one in Indiana, too. They went back and forth with the spelling. In 1857, it was Lafayette, but one word, but with a capital F. Okay?
Oh.
Then in 1864, it was Lafayette, one word, lowercase f.
Lowercase.
Then, a little bit later, by 1890, it was Lafayette, officially changed. I'm sorry, before that, they made it two words, Lafayette. Yeah. Then they changed it back to Lafayette. Then by 1905, it was back to two words again.
Good Lord.
And then finally in 1932, the post office was officially changed to one word, Lafayette, lowercase f, and that's what it's remained for the last 100 years or so. So reviews of this town, it has 4.2 stars on Niche, which not bad.
That's pretty good.
There's nothing under 3 stars. It's all 3, 4, or 5. So here's
It's all
5.
wealthy people that are happy.
Yeah, what are you complaining about? My neighbor's house is bigger than mine.
My house cost me a little bit more than I wanted to pay, but
other than that.
With that comes some benefits.
Here's 5 stars. Lafayette is very good. I like every part of it. I love the schools and lifestyle of everything. Everything is great. We've never had that in a review before.
It's very Legos.
Yeah, everything is wonderful.
Everything is awesome.
When you have $1.8 million houses, I guess you go, everything is great. We can all afford to live in fucking $1.8 million houses.
We're all paying for $1.8 million houses every day. We're doing great.
Doing fantastic. Here's 3 stars. We'll do this one quick here. I've never lived in Lafayette, but I went to school in that city since I was 7 years old. Being Caucasian in such a white, rich community was tough at times.
Wait, what?
The only reason I put this review in here is because I don't understand. Being white in a community of rich white people was tough at times. Oh, I know. It must have been brutal for you. blending in. I mean,
blending in and all that lack of seasoning.
Yes, yeah. Yeah.
No diarrhea, just all of your solid.
Very plain, boneless, skinless chicken breasts. Yes, I made a few friends in my grade school through high school years, but overall, people are not as welcoming and open to outsiders and newcomers, especially if you don't live there. Yeah, that's how rich neighborhoods are.
Oh, this guy was looking for some ethnicity, it looks like.
Something.
Wanted some culture.
Just wanted something here. Academics are excellent, but extracurriculars have their flaws. A lot of favoritism, too much pressure within the children. Parents tend to be too competitive and hard on their children. It's rich people.
A lot of sailing clubs.
Yeah. This person's like, slums of Beverly Hills over here.
Right.
Just, on the border of the school district to go to a good school, and they know that he's not one of them. That's what it is.
Right.
Things to do here. Okay, the Lafayette Wine and Arts Festival.
Sure.
And over in last year, 2025, over 75,000 people were there.
Fuck.
Over the course of the few days that it goes on.
Everybody's fascinated with how rich people live.
We
all want to see it.
And this is like, local food and micro brews and wine and all that kind of shit. Like, that sounds like a fun day.
That's why we put up with Robin Leach's horrible accent. Just to see how fucking Oprah grills steaks.
Yeah, we put up with that. What is that? Australian English? It's in between. It's a mess.
I don't even know what it's like. Yeah. It's an abrasive English. Yeah, it's a very.
Oh, I'm Robin Leach. It's like, fuck you.
It was very throaty.
Yeah. I'm Robin Leach. She was. Yeah.
This house costs $3 billion.
This house should make you feel like a loser. You feel like you limp dick fuck. Look at this house. That's a real man lives there. You fucking punk.
Gargle some salt, Robin. Calm down.
There's also music. You get Jimbo Scott and Yesterday's Biscuits. That's a band.
It's a good name.
It's a good
shit
name.
Music, I'm sure.
I'm sure. The Bell Brothers Band.
Yeah.
You get Midnight Flyer, who was really mad that Midnight Rider was already taken by the Allman Brothers. Really upset.
Or Midnight Oil.
East Bay. Or Midnight Oil. Yeah, they're like, damn it, it's all taken. East Bay Mud with 2 Ds. Charged particles, so ions basically. Freestone Peaches, the big jangle.
Yeah.
Maybe my favorite name of all time, Lonesome Eddie and the Saddle Sores.
Oh, and the saddle sores?
Sores, S-O-R-E-S. He's got saddle sores.
Poor Eddie and his fucking blistered ass.
Oh, poor Eddie, you poor bastard. So that said, let's talk about some murder here. What do you say?
Here we go.
Okay, we got a wild case here. Let's start out in 1994, and then we'll work our way up because the whole murder thing happens a little bit later, 2005-ish. So let's start out with a man, an East Bay lawyer. Daniel Horowitz is his name, okay? East Bay criminal defense attorney.
Nice.
And always on TV as a, talking head legal analyst. Yeah. He's one of those guys. So
he's talking about the case and defending the person that's on trial, or giving an analysis.
Analysis, yeah. If Nancy Grace is talking about Casey Anthony, he'll come on and talk about the legalities of it and how you defend it and that kind of shit.
And talk about how sometimes if you hit a raccoon, it makes your trunk stink.
That's right. And
so dumb.
Henry Hill. I hit a raccoon, Karen, all right? I hit a skunk, Karen, all right? So it's not a raccoon, but he could have made it a raccoon. So he defended murderers, drug dealers, criminal defense attorney.
Isn't that what she said she hit with that fucking sunfire?
Yes, she said she hit a raccoon. Yeah, I just brought it back to Henry Hill because I always do.
I was just making sure I was on the right path.
No, you had it right. You had it right for her. Now, he became real big during the Scott Peterson trial because that happened in the Bay Area.
Right there.
He's a Bay Area defense attorney. Nancy Grace loves him. He's on the show all the time with her.
Yeah.
And he's also, poor bastard, and he's also a regular with Dan Abrams, who I actually think is pretty good. He does a good job. He's the live
good.
TV guy.
He's a little pompous, but he's good.
But he's been doing a lot for you see old clips and you're like, is that fucking Dan Abrams? How long has he been around? Because he looks like
forever.
Sarah has the best nickname.
Not young at all.
No.
That's an old man.
And the way he dresses, Sarah calls him a haunted ventriloquism puppet. She calls him a haunted puppet. And I'm like, that's exactly what he looks like, a haunted puppet. That's perfect.
His face looks very plastic.
It really does.
Smooth.
Yeah, like a ventriloquist dummy.
Yeah.
So he is he's very theatrical, very he's a defense attorney, a big-time defense attorney. Those guys usually have a little swagger to them.
Sure.
He always carries a gun, too, because being a defense attorney and a high-profile one, he's got some enemies.
Yeah.
And also just people, not even if you don't win, if you do win, then there's a lot of people mad at you, want to kill you for getting somebody off.
Sure.
In 1994, he's shopping a screenplay around, which is strange. This is before he was like on TV as a lawyer all the time. So
true story one?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Screenplay. I just picture the warden from Arrested Development, James Lipton, there pitching a screenplay all the time. So, but that's what he's doing, and he's down in Hollywood trying to pitch his screenplay.
Sure.
And he meets a lady down there.
Hell yeah,
a lady that he really likes, about the same age as him. Here, this is Pamela Vitale, Vitale. She is born about 1953. So when they meet, she's about 40, and so is he. Yeah. About the same age. She is a marketing executive for tech company type things in the Bay Area.
Legit gal.
Oh no, she's not a. She's not somebody.
Not a Hollywood gal.
Not a Hollywood party girl. Not looking for some lawyer screenwriter. She doesn't need that shit. She's got her own
shit.
She produces independent films as well. She's got like money and interest in that sort of thing, and gets into a lot of projects. One of her friends said, Pamela is just the sweetest, nicest, most selfless woman you'd ever want to know.
How about it?
And she's got 2 kids from a previous relationship, Marissa and Mario. Something tells me she was married to an Italian guy. That's where Vitale came from.
On her own,
I know a couple of Vitales growing up, big fat guineas. So that's how it works.
Yeah, Mario Vitale does not sound anything but.
No, or Marissa too. Marissa Vitale is like, holy shit. So she has 2 previous kids. Daniel's fine with that. They're almost grown at this point anyway, and they'll be out of the house soon. So they get together in 1994 and hook up. And or I think 93 they get together. By 1994, they're married to each other.
How about it?
Yeah, they're both from the Bay Area. Why not? High-powered couple is what they are.
Yeah.
She does her thing. He does his thing. By 2005, she is managing databases at his law practice. And her main project, and both of their main projects, is a house that they're building.
Hell yeah.
Oh
boy.
Nightmare. Oh, man. Yeah, just
building it, not remodeling it.
Redo one room in your house and have a divorce lawyer on fuck. Not even the kitchen. Redo the half bath that's somewhere. Redo that, and you'll kill each other. It's horrible.
Redo the closet in the room that has no water. There's no plumbing.
No plumbing.
Redo the closet and see if you don't want to strangle that bitch and see if that asshole doesn't make you want to put a 38 to his head.
Not even an outlet in the closet.
No, no electricity.
One overhead and that's it. So how about they're building a 7,000 square foot house?
That's so much house.
7,000 square foot house overlooking a canyon in Lafayette.
They're doing great.
And it's like an exclusive area of Lafayette. Yeah. Like they are killing it money-wise.
Yeah.
In the fall of 2005 here, though, they were, I guess for a little while, they were living in a trailer on the property while it was being built.
Right.
They were living as like a manufactured home here, and it was parked right there at the property. This is on Hunsaker Canyon Road.
Yeah.
And it's big trees and rocks, and it's beautiful. By fall of 2005, Daniel has a high-profile trial. A woman named Susan Polk. Have you ever heard of her? Polk?
No.
She was in Orinda, California. She was a housewife accused of stabbing her psychotherapist husband to death in 2002.
Holy.
Yeah, which is interesting.
I can't imagine that relationship goes very easily either.
Well, it's the guy deserves something. Not saying he deserves to be stabbed, but they met when she was 14 years old and was sent to him as a patient because she had panic attacks. So
I don't like that at all.
A, 14, even if they met in any other circumstance, not okay. Yeah. And B, a therapist should never go out with their patient ever. Never. Even if 20 years later, you don't do that. It's not ethical at all.
That feels very grooming. Yeah.
A therapist, that's the most grooming relationship of all time. Totally.
Especially since she was so young.
She's 14 and completely under his care. You know what I mean?
She's going to stab you later for this.
Oof, you have to trust a therapist, you know?
Yeah.
Wow. So
and also, if she just like lashed out in a fit of psychosis, he should have known. That's your job, man.
He didn't do a very good fucking job of fixing her up.
Terrible
job
therapist.
If she was still there. So you're a pervert and a bad therapist. So I don't know. And now he's dead. He was stabbed 27 times.
Fuck, that's a lot.
She claims self-defense. The prosecution called it premeditated murder for the estate. And it turned into a big giant mess, obviously. And Daniel Horowitz is the guy retained by Susan Polk to defend her. It's a big high-profile case. So Saturday, October 15th, 2005, Daniel, he's been doing this for weeks. He's in the middle of this case. He leaves the trailer that they're living in at 8 a.m. Pamela's still asleep. He gets up, he meets with his team, the legal team, he runs some errands, he goes to the gym, he picks up some groceries, has a day, basically. He keeps trying to call Pamela during the day, but she's not picking up the phone. Mm-hmm. So he said, who knows, she's going to a ballet that evening, she's probably busy, I don't know. They're both busy people, so if they play phone tag, not a big deal.
She's got a lot of shit going on.
So 6 p.m., Daniel pulls into the driveway, and, long day. He's got groceries and his computer bag. But the first thing he sees is Pamela's white Mercedes is still in the driveway. And she's supposed to be at the ballet right now, definitely gone on the way to the ballet. So he carries the groceries and the computer to the front door, and it's closed, and he sees smears on it of what look like blood.
Uh-oh.
And he's like, what the fuck? Later on, he said he knew in that instant that something was really wrong. Duh. If I see blood anywhere on the outside of my house,
smears of it?
I'm assuming there's a problem, Yeah. I would think.
I called the police because there was blood droplets on my grandfather's patio, and nobody was home. The cops showed up, and my uncle came home. He had a nosebleed. I was like, well, thank God. I'm glad.
Thank fuck for that. Good.
I'm glad you're a cokehead.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad you're just a goddamn mess with horrible nasal passages. So he said he opened the door. He sees Pam lying just inside the entryway.
Yeah.
And he said there's so much blood, he knew immediately she was dead. Yeah. And he claims he dropped everything and collapsed to the floor and screamed. Now, neighbors said they heard screaming around 6 p.m., so that lines up. He calls 911 from the house, and then he goes back to her body. Now, this is one of the things he said. He said this to Dan Abrams on MSNBC. He said, quote, he said that he touched her temple, he said, to see if she was alive, even though he knew she was dead. He said he told her a million things. He screamed, he cried, and he told her he loved her. Now, the problem is he didn't really call 911 properly. That's the issue.
How did he do it?
He should have been telling them some shit and not her. Well, he started this is a weird thing, and I don't know how true this is, but they say that this is by some account, so I don't even know if this is a fact or not. He started the 911 call, threw the phone down, and then shortly after dialed the regular police phone number, not the
non-emergency.
Non-emergency. Now, not sure if that's true or not, or what. We don't know. That's just been brought up later and everything. Now, police respond. Count Acosta sheriff's deputies respond here. The spokesman said, yes, a woman's body was found in the entryway. It was a homicide, and there's no suspects in custody, basically, is what they tell the world. Inside the house, Pamela, no sexual assault, number one. No robbery. Anybody could identify. Nothing missing. Nothing rifled. Nothing like that. The autopsy is insane what this poor woman went through. This is horrific. Yeah. She died of blunt force trauma to the head.
A beating.
Well, among other things. They counted at least 8 distinct injuries on the right side of her head, 11 on the back, and 7 on the left side of her head. This is obliterated. And he said the count was probably low because a lot of the wounds overlapped, and it's probably less than that.
Probably going to hit in the same spot from time to time.
Totally. Also, a broken nose, 2 teeth knocked loose from her upper jaw, defensive fractures to her left hand, so bad that the bone is exposed. So, yeah, that's wild. Bruising on her right foot consistent with trying to kick or trying to kick somebody away. They believe the weapon was a smaller, irregular, hard object like a rock. Now, in Hunsaker Canyon, where they are, it's the site of an old quarry, and it's nothing but rocks outside. So it fits perfectly with a rock, which is not a real great planned murder weapon to use.
No, especially if
I'll just grab a rock.
Nothing else. Nothing was. She's clearly the target was to kill her, and if your idea is to show up to a house and kill a woman, and you brought nothing,
you just brought a rock with you.
Picked up a rock as I walked in.
That'll do. Put it in your pocket. Yeah, no problem.
It's a terrible hitman or whatever.
That's a bad murderer. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now her back is the really disturbing shit. There are 3 intersecting superficial incisions. So someone carved in her back, essentially.
See?
Not a Zorro here, but 2 horizontal cuts about 4 inches long, crossed by a 4.5-inch vertical cut, forming an H shape.
H, okay.
Okay. Now, they said this was made while she was alive.
Yikes.
Yeah. There's also a deep stab wound to the abdomen that penetrated her stomach and bowel, inflicted right around the time of death.
Oh, my.
Yeah. Now, they called the H or whatever the signal was, the press called it a satanic symbol, calling it a cross of Lorraine. That's what they called it. A Gothic carving. Yeah. Hey, everybody. Just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a better way to sleep with Casper.
Casper.com.
Oh, you know it. I'm telling you. Everybody's looking for a new hobby, and I think sleep is my favorite hobby.
That's the one.
It's the one. It gives you everything you need. It really does. And the thing is, a great mattress will make you a pro sleeper, pro-level elite sleeper. You can do it. And this podcast is sponsored by Casper. Casper makes reliable, high-quality mattresses designed to deliver consistent, comfortable sleep night after night. Casper's mattresses are highly rated by Consumer Reports, and out of 99 mattresses, Consumer Reports named Casper's The One mattress as their top-rated all-foam mattress of 2026. If you're in the market for a new mattress or an upgrade on a mattress, head to Casper.com and save up to 30% on the mattress you deserve. That's the thing. You deserve it. Casper's, they're amazing. They're durable. They're long-lasting. So you're not replacing your mattress every few years when you get a Casper because it's good stuff. Their products are designed to withstand the test of time, maintaining support and comfort over the long haul. And nothing to lose here because Casper has their 100-night risk-free trial, so you can give Casper's mattresses a risk-free try. Although with 110,000 plus 5-star reviews, we're pretty sure you're going to like it. I mean, that's there. I'm telling you, I love my Casper mattress. I sleep great on it. And I noticed a huge difference from the last mattress I had to the Casper. I mean, it was like, oh, man, my sleep is better. I'm not waking up as much. So that's the big thing. I think I'm sleeping deeper, which is huge. That's how you can restore yourself. Casper has a wide range of mattress types, a huge range of them. So whether you like it firm, soft, or somewhere in between, there's something for you at Casper.com. Plus, they just launched a brand new kids mattress, so even the youngest sleepers in your family can get the same comfort and quality that you do. It's amazing. Nothing to lose. Get in there and get yourself some quality sleep. Right now, save up to 30% on mattresses and up to 35% on everything else when you go to Casper.com. One last time, that's CASPER.com, and save up to 30% on the mattress you deserve.
Now back to the show.
Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you about the best security you could possibly have, Simply Safe.
SimplySafe.com, SIMPLI Safe.com.
Absolutely. In the United States, there's a break-in every 26 seconds. That means over the course of this ad, like 3-4 break-ins will happen. Yeah. That's a lot of break-ins. And if you've listened to this show that you're listening to right now, Small Town Murder, you know what can happen when a break-in happens. bad things. So the problem here is most security systems only alert you after the break-in's already started, which you know by this show is way too late.
Way too late.
Way too. Half your family could be murdered by then. That's why we chose Simply Safe to secure our homes and businesses and everything else. Simply Safe makes us feel good and secure and have peace of mind using safe. That's the thing. Using the Outdoor Camera Series 2 and advanced AI alerts, Simply Safe's U.S.-based live agents identify threats on your property and help deter them, stopping crime before it starts. That's peace of mind. Literally, they come up and they're like, get out of here. We're calling the cops. Cops will be there in 2 minutes. I mean, like, people run away. It's what it is. I'm telling you, it's so good. We use it for everything that we have, homes, offices. If I had anything else to put it on, I would. It's so good. I bought it as gifts for people if that want home security. Certainly. It's so good. Simply Safe has been a real game changer for us, and we love it. I'm telling you. And there's no long-term contracts. That's a huge thing. It's so important that you're not locked in. You don't want to be locked in case your life needs change. Maybe you know, whatever. Simply Safe gets it. It means Simply Safe has to earn your business every day, and they don't mind doing that. And also, you know, you think about this, and I see so many shows we do where I'm like, oh my God, I'm so glad we have Simply Safe, because this could happen to us. You know what I mean? And it's so inexpensive too. The monitoring and deterrence plans start at around $1 a day. $1 a day to secure your family, your home, your things, your pets, everything. It's ridiculous. And setting it up is so easy. I can't put together IKEA furniture, and I can install a Simply Safe system. It's excellent. And we want you to do it too. We want you to experience the same peace of mind we do, which is why we've partnered with Simply Safe to offer an exclusive discount to our listeners. Right now, you can get 50% off your new system by visiting simplysafe.com/small. That's half off at simplysafe.com/small. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Now back to the show.
So that's what they called it. Yeah. Now, physical evidence, there's blood fucking everywhere, as you can imagine. Walls, floor, everywhere. Yeah. There's an overturned plastic storage bin lid by the front door, and on top of that, a shoe print in blood. A fabric print on the bin is consistent with a gloved hand. I think someone was wearing gloves. Blood smears on the inside of the door consistent with someone in a long-sleeved garment. But Pamela had a short-sleeved T-shirt on, meaning the long sleeves must have belonged to whoever killed her.
Somebody covered themselves up in long sleeves and gloves.
Yeah, absolutely. Look like they're landscaping or murdering, one of the two.
Yeah, right.
Finger marks in blood all over the room with fine linear striations. Fabric, not fingerprints, consistent with gloves worn throughout. A heavy flashlight near the entryway covered in blood. Pieces of molding with blood on them, possibly used to beat her with, but not the murder weapon, just other things. In the kitchen, there's an open water bottle and a bowl, both with blood on them. There's a mug with blood on it in the sink. In the bathroom, there's a hand swipe of blood on the far wall, contact transfers on the shower curtain and hot water knob, but no sign that anybody ran the shower because the smears would have washed away.
Right.
So this is a lot. This is a scene, man. I mean, there's fucking blood.
They went in the bathroom to do something, but their hands were... The gloves had too much blood and they couldn't operate the knob or something?
Couldn't do it, or maybe that, or they can't figure that out quite of what's going on. Maybe they went in there and thought about it and then said, I should probably get out of here first before I start.
I should probably just leave.
Yeah, maybe one of those. Now, there is a police consultant that NBC uses, and he said this beating implies something very personal.
Yeah, they're mad. Oh, boy, are they pissed.
Doing a lot of shit, and the carving in the back would be, to throw somebody off the scent or maybe something like that. Now, so they go, okay, what did Pam do this day? So they go back, and it's 2005, so you can forensically look at a lot of digital footprints here. And she was doing real boring shit. She went on her laptop. At 8:07, she got on her laptop, and she's just dicking around. She surfed genealogy websites.
Oh, really?
And check out if I got a new cousin that popped up on Ancestry, news sites, current events, just shit like that. Also, even just normal shit. She used her computer, just basically was on it for about 2 hours, and the last keystroke is logged at 10:12 a.m. Okay. Now, first thing the cops think is exactly what you said. What are you thinking here?
Yeah, somebody showed up to do something really terrible, but they are but they brought a knife.
Yeah.
But she's the target, for sure.
Yeah. Well, the first thing everybody says, cops and everybody else, is the husband.
Yeah.
Let's look at him, because that's just more likely.
That's just a slam dunk.
Yeah. So he basically, the first place you look is there. So problem is he's got stone cold alibis all day.
Yeah, he's been gone all day.
Friends, coworkers, he's been with people working the case since 8 o'clock in the morning. So there's besides going to the gym and going to get groceries, which he's accounted for in both of those places. He did go to the gym and he did get groceries. So he's pretty, booked up that day. So Sunday, October 16th, there is an association meeting of all the people who live on this road.
Oh.
This is the day after the murder, okay?
The HOA meeting.
Sort of, yeah, an unofficial HOA. Now, there's a woman named Karen Schneider who called the meeting. She had reported, the day before Pamela died, she had reported some credit card fraud to the Lafayette police and called a meeting of the association so she could warn the neighbors about the fraud. You think they go, we have bigger shit to worry about now. Fuck fraud.
Yeah, but somebody went to Target on me.
This is crazy. Yeah, somebody's ordering a makeup re-up on me. This isn't right. I don't like it. So there are multiple people there. There are Fred and Kim Curiel, who will come up in this, and also a woman named Esther Fielding. They all live in the same house, and we'll talk about that. Yeah. Now, the neighbors talked about the murder. They're like, fuck your fraud. This is a murder that happened on this little street, and they're speculating about who did it. Now, near the end, Esther Fielding yells at Karen Schneider for not taking responsibility for running over a dog.
All right.
Okay. So she had ran over a dog recently. It was Esther Fielding's son's dog, as we'll talk about. Okay. Now, they said what she did, Schneider pulls out faxed order forms. This is where the fraud came from. She pointed out that the orders used the Horowitz's address, used Pamela and Daniel's address, and appeared to have been placed by somebody else, but had it delivered there and then picked it up. So Esther Fielding and Fred Curiel looked, and they were trying to figure out, basically on the papers of the order forms, Esther Fielding's name is on them. On Karen Schneider's credit card thing, and ordered
at
to
the Horowitz house.
Yes, and ordered it to the Horowitz house. So she said that the orders used the Horowitz address and appeared to have been placed by Esther Fielding, but they said, no, that's crazy. Now, Fred Curiel is a computer consultant by trade. So he gets home and he said, I'm inspecting every computer in the fucking house if it came from here. Okay, including Esther Fielding's 16-year-old son Scott's computer as well.
The kid with the dead dog.
The kid with the dead dog. Him, Scott, and his mom, Esther, have been living with the Curiels because they're kind of have some hard times. So they've been living for a couple years with the Curiels. Now,
hard times living in paradise.
Years, okay. Yeah. Well, before that, it was shitty.
I'd never leave either.
Yeah. Well, hard times before they got there. Now it's fine. But the browser history on Scott's computer had been cleaned, wiped out. But this guy's a computer guy. He knows how to find it anyway. Yeah. So they find files that show Scott's computer had been used to access a specialty lighting website where the fraudulent orders were placed.
Uh-oh.
So they're like, oh, that's why Scott's the one who did it. He's scamming. So let's find out who Scott is here. Scott Edgar is your middle name, Dyleski, Dyleski. He's born October 30th, 1988, from San Francisco. His parents are Kenneth and Esther, Kenneth Dyleski and Esther Fielding. They split up when he was 2, and Scott was basically only raised by his mother here. Right. Basically, to run down his parents, Esther's like a kind of a she's way late for it, but she was like a wannabe Haight-Ashbury hippie type.
Oh.
Want to be like real hippie type, but well after that was done in the 80s.
Showed up around 82.
That's what I mean. Yeah, it was strange. Ken was a draft dodger and had a master's in psychology, who believed that the government kept a file on him and liked to tell people that he personally helped stop the Vietnam War. Good job. Good job, Ken.
You should have done it earlier, you fuck.
It's crazy. He was a real obsessive, crazy guy. Like, he did a lot of weird shit, according to his ex-wife anyway. The repetitive, weird rituals, strange things with food. Like, he was a weird guy. He paid $400 a month for child support and basically wanted nothing to do with Scott, is what the mother said. So they moved to Lafayette here around 1999 when they moved in with their old friends, Fred and Kim Curiel.
Yeah.
And so that's how it went here. And they live on the same street as Pamela and Daniel. Right. And they did the same thing, too. They moved in, lived in a trailer while the house was built and all that shit. Now, the school Scott goes to here is a big, affluent school, obviously, in this area.
He's going to be one of those kids in the white community that does not fit in.
The Caucasian that doesn't fit into the white community. Yeah.
He's Caucasian, not white.
He's Caucasian, the guy said. Yeah, he's not white. So he doesn't fit in well with, there's not a lot of kids that are like poor who live in somebody's, guest rooms. Like, that's not really how it works.
Somebody's late teen ward for somebody. Yeah.
And like, he came from like basic, he did normal kid shit. He played Little League. He was in Boy Scouts, He's big into animal rights. He went out and hung animal rights flyers at the mall with a girl from school. Don't know if he was into animal rights or he was just like, this chick asked him, he's like, sure, I'll do it.
There's hot chicks into animal rights.
If you're 14, you will be into any cause some hot chick is into. You do not get, what is it, animal rights? Yeah, great. Fine, we'll go for a steak afterwards. Sounds good. Yeah.
Let's register them to vote. That's how hard I believe in it.
I want them to have the right, man. So August 2002, Scott's half-sister was killed in a car accident.
Jesus.
A passenger in a crash. She was a passenger in a crash. It also killed the driver.
Fuck.
Now, that was his dad's daughter. He only saw her when he visited his dad, so they weren't close, but it was still his half-sister. And
still blood.
It freaked him out, too.
Yeah.
When you're young and someone your age dies, it freaks you out because you don't think it's possible.
Yeah, especially when they die of things like,
sudden.
The sickness thing where they like hang around a while and then they die. That's
for 8 years
sad.
Or something.
Yeah, that's fucked up and everybody feels bad for them. But the blink where you saw them on Friday and Monday they don't come to school, that's fucked up.
It's fucked up. So at her funeral, after the funeral, Scott basically turned into a goth kid, started wearing all black and weird, the goth look, fucking makeup and black nail polish and black lipstick and, black
shirts.
Weird hats and shit. He had good grades before, then all of a sudden he's got D's and F's. And his mother said that he was quite sullen, is what he said. Or I'm sorry, Kim Curiel said that. He's also a little guy in high school, which doesn't help either. He's 5'6" and 110 pounds.
Couldn't be more seen.
And he's also poor in a rich town. So he is... Imagine if you like pluck Damian Eccles out of white trash Arkansas and put him in an affluent area. That's what we have here, basically.
Put this dirthead at some expensive school in New York City.
Yep. And he's a smart kid. He's very artistic, but that doesn't really get you anything in the rich crowd like that. He became a vegan during this time, too. He got real into 9/11 conspiracies. Because it's 2005. So, I mean, that was hot at that time. Yeah. He said that, obviously he thought the government attacked the buildings himself. And, so people didn't like that. So they were, people were not, they weren't real drawn to him in high school, let's just say.
Not a big fan club.
Yeah. People said that he was just kind of, just trying to get attention, people thought maybe because he couldn't get attention in the traditional high school ways of being like athletic or popular or handsome, or he was just so he's got to try to get, and that's what you do. You come up with a thing.
Right. The popular kid at school is the guy that has everything. And here to have everything, you have to have everything.
That's what I mean. You could live in a $1.5 million house and people still think you're a loser here. And
still think you're a poor kid. Of shit.
Yeah. And people said he was a nice guy, but they were some of the like uppity kids were pretty freaked out about him. He had a lot of artwork. as we'll talk about some of it. One was titled Live for the Kill, with the words style, gothic, and hate underneath it. There were drawings of a man holding a severed head and a bloody knife. There was a face with a mouth stitched shut with X's. Just creepy, weird kid shit.
I mean, you give a kid, a 16-year-old, a pencil and tell him draw things and don't stop. Just draw all day. He's going to draw that exact same thing.
Weird shit. A razor blade, a swastika, and a knife. Don't think I'd draw the swastika, probably.
I don't think I'd draw those.
I'd draw the line there. And it's one said, guns don't kill people, I kill people.
Okay.
And then another one, it's like a picture of serial killers, and it said, before Manson, before Bundy, there was Gain. There was Geen, sorry. Yeah. So that's true.
Yeah. He's right.
He's got it right. At least he's got his timeline down. So
he knows chronology.
He knows the chronology of murders. Excellent work. So 2002, 2003 is when Fred and Kim Curiel build a new house in this neighborhood.
Yeah.
And until it was finished in April 2003, Scott and Esther lived in a plywood lean-to.
Fuck.
They put up literally like shantytown Hooverville shit.
They used the scraps
plywood
and made a place.
It just made a shelter of some kind here.
Shit.
They built it, quote, to keep the weather off them.
Right.
There's no electricity in there. There's no plumbing. They use a porta potty.
Oh,
full time. That's crazy. No anything else here. Scott maybe showered once a week, usually at his friend's house in Concord. So now he's small, skinny, poor, and stinky. That's all the ladies are going to swarm to him at school here. So he'd get up at 4 a.m. to work at a deli before school for a couple hours, and then he'd go to work. This is not a good life for a kid.
No.
His father called Child Protective Services twice, once in 1994 for general neglect years ago when he was 6, and then in 1995 for emotional abuse. According to the probation report that happened with this, CPS never even came out to investigate either claim.
Wow.
So we don't know what's going on. Now, summer of 2005, he's got a best friend since the 8th grade, and his name is Robin. Toward the end of summer 2005, they decided they're going to grow weed in Scott's closet.
Fuck yeah.
So Scott is basically, him and his mom are living rent-free in their friend's house in a beautiful area, and he's going to try to fuck it up any way possible. Let's get us kicked out of here so we can live in a fucking trailer in Reno. What do you say?
They'll never see it. Don't worry about it. It's in the closet.
They'll never smell it. It's fine.
You're not going to smell that 2 houses down.
Jesus, man. So now it's Robin's job to figure out what lighting to get, hydroponic stuff, websites that sell. He's going to gather all the info.
That's what the lighting's for.
The grow shit. Yep.
What the fuck is
It's Scott's job to find the money to buy this. That's what they're okay. And so he decides after failing to come up with some money, he's going to steal his neighbor's credit card information out of the mailbox and use it to order the equipment.
Holy shit, that's stupid.
That is very dumb. And these are people who, it's a small street in a remote canyon area. Like this is, it's going to be found. So
I'm going to steal my computer scientist roommate's credit card.
No, their neighbors. Yeah. Their neighbor's credit card. They steal Karen Schneider's and then use it in the computer guy's house and have it delivered to a lawyer's house. So on September 17th, Scott ordered $267 vaporizer from a site called Vaporwares using a credit card stolen from a neighbor named John Halpin, who was out of state for over a month and had no idea what was going on. The invoice billed Halpin but shipped to Esther Fielding at their address. He shipped it to his own house.
Idiot.
Okay. So Robin, they have emails back and forth, and Robin tells Scott he says, quote, keep each charge small to avoid detection. And so Scott wrote back, quote, stealthiness is my number one priority. Okay. Stealthiness.
I don't think he knows what that means.
No. So October 1st, 2005, Karen Schneider is the one who hit the dog. This is Scott's dog. His name was Jazz. The dog had to be put down 2 days after Pamela was murdered, so it lived another 2 weeks. Now, Karen Schneider lives right next door to Horowitz and Vitale here. She didn't really know Scott, but she knew the Curiels. Thursday, October 13th at 12:15 a.m., an order is placed online with specialty lighting. A grow light system is ordered. Shipped to Esther Fielding, 1050 Hunsacker Canyon Road with the family's real phone number attached.
Yeah.
The billing is to Karen Schneider, who's the dog-killing neighbor.
Right.
But the billing address is listed at is listed at the Horowitz Vitale home.
Yeah.
So he's using one card to order it in one person's name over here, and then so the address for the shipping and credit card billing are different.
Are separate.
Okay, so that's interesting. Now, 4 minutes later, a second order for more lighting. 8 minutes after that, a third order for cooling gear. Same email, same shipping, same billing. A fourth order that day used Fielding's, the mom's, email, but billed the neighbor John Halpin. And then later on, they'd find another unauthorized charge for a liquid earth starter kit, hydro buckets, and pumps. Okay. Stealthiness, number one priority. October 13th, 2005, 2 days before the murder, Karen Schneider sits down and looks at her bank and credit cards accounts online and finds 3 charges she never approved from Specialty Lighting. So she emails the company. The next morning, the owner of the company emails Schneider back and faxes her the copies of the orders and all of this. So they see it's fraud here. So then the company, apparently the company says we won't ship the merchandise then and sends like an email saying it's a canceled order. Yeah. Then the company gets a phone call from a mail caller asking about problems with the orders.
Yeah.
And they said that was bizarre because in this lady's experience, people who place fraudulent orders don't call about them.
Yeah,
they just
usually
try something else.
We're caught. Fuck it.
Yeah, exactly. And he said they sounded young, and the person sounded like they were trying to disguise their voice as an older person.
Oh, boy.
Hello. I ordered some lighting for, my wife and family. We're growing some herbs in our,
Yeah, this is Bill Curtis.
Hello, I'm Bill Curtis. I'm Robin Leach. I ordered some lighting equipment to this big fucking house. Can you deliver it, please? There's a hot tub. It's wonderful.
I need hydroponics to a $2 million house.
$2 million house. 7,000 square feet. Oh, God, that guy's a douche. So, anyway, they said, she said, it was a weird interaction. Friday, October 14th, 2005, day before the murder, 3:54 p.m., the caller calls the company back and asks, can you ship to the billing address on the orders? And the owner says the credit card company has declined the charges and you got to take it up with them. So he says, okay, fine. Both calls, by the way, came from the Curiel's home phone.
Right.
This is when everyone's still at a landline. The same Friday after school, Scott calls his buddy Robin and tells him that, quote, some of it hadn't gone through and that he was trying to find a way to make it work.
I'm trying to call the company and really rectify this because stealth.
Stealth is my number one option, number one priority. So now back to the current timeline. Yeah. Monday, October 17th, the day after the community meeting about the fraud. Right. The Curiels and Esther confront Scott about the fraud. So his mom and those two. Yeah. He denies it and said someone must have broken into the house and used his computer.
Okay, here we go.
Wow.
They were the ones for the porn too.
This is, they like big tits too. Yeah, that's what they're into.
They beat off all over the place in here.
All over, yeah. If there's anything on there with girls with huge asses, someone must have broke in and looked at that.
I guarantee they like thick Latinas.
I'm not into it. Zesty Latina mamacitas, that's not me. I don't look at that. I didn't do it. So he denies it, and Esther is like, she doesn't want to get thrown out. Like, this is a sweet gig for her. It's a nice deal. So she tells Scott he gets one chance to get rid of anything connected to this credit card fraud and never do it again. Yeah. She said she had not even thought about, anything else, just trying to, help her son. Sure. So that same Monday, Kim Curiel tells Scott how sad she was about Pamela's death, the neighbor. And Scott replied, quote, well, these things happen.
They do, but
They just happen.
you're 16. They don't happen to you.
No, and that made her go, that was weird.
Yeah.
So then let's go back to Saturday, the murder day, and go through what Scott was up to. Okay, Saturday, October 15th, 2005, 10:45 a.m. This is last keystroke for Pamela was 10:12, remember, okay? Scott walks through the Curiel's front door, walks in, and everybody says he looks strange. They said he was walking with an exaggerated step, and he was smiling broadly. And he announced, I had the most beautiful walk this morning to everybody in the house. Kim Curiel notices his hands are shaking a little bit. She also notices scratches on his nose that are actively bleeding and 3 or 4 small scratches on his cheek that are also bleeding.
He's bleeding right now.
Currently bleeding. Well, yeah. He said that he was walking home from this whole thing and from the best walk he's ever had, and he got whacked by a bush. A bush caught him in the face. He says he was looking for a waterfall that the family had mentioned, and Kim says there's no water in October, and he says, yeah, I found that out.
Okay.
So they get some ointment on his nose. Kim grades a paper because she's doing teaching stuff and leaves with her husband and kids to shop for Halloween costumes at the spirit store. Another person that lives there, Michael Sikkema, he's downstairs making oatmeal for his kids. How many people live in this fucking house? Another family lives here? And this is about 10:20 a.m. He saw Scott come in. He said close to no later than 11 o'clock is what he says downstairs. He says there was fresh gouge marks on his face that hadn't been there the night before. Scott told the same waterfall story. Then Scott's mother gets home, Esther. She notices the scratches and a red palm that he has too. Yeah. And now he says he slipped climbing rocks and grabbed for a branch and hit his hand. That's how that happened. So early afternoon of that day, Saturday, October 15th, Scott talks on the phone to Kim Curiel's brother, complaining his hand and wrist are swollen and asking what he should do. He tells the waterfall story, but now he says he fell into a ravine and landed on his wrist. So this story is
this walk kicked your ass, Scott.
Yeah. Then his girlfriend, yes, he has a girlfriend.
Wow.
That's the thing. In high school, there's levels of you're, not doing well or whatever. Yeah. If you have a girlfriend of any stripe,
right,
you're immediately in this tier. You're above that tier. Like
boy who's actively attempting to get
sexual
his penis touched, is doing much better than boy who's not.
And she has a car. She picked him up at 2 p.m.
Doing pretty well.
Come on. They spend the afternoon together. She notices the scratches, the swollen wrist and all that. He tells the same story. Then at 6 p.m., Daniel Horowitz came home, discovers the Pamela. Then at 8 p.m., Scott and Jenna, who's his girlfriend, arrive at Robin's house. Scott hands Robin $40 to buy weed from him, and he had never bought weed from him before. Now he has $40. Then his mom calls Jenna's cell looking for Scott. She tells him there's a rumor someone in the canyon has been killed and the police have blocked the road, so he should don't try to come home. Just stay at Jenna's. Okay. Just 16-year-old, just stay at your girlfriend's house.
Stay out all night.
Great parenting. And then Scott starts saying, he says that if Jenna takes him home, he said, there's been a murder and there's, he says, if Jenna takes me home, I'll have to be questioned by the police and it'll be too much of a hassle. So I'll just stay here.
Oh.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can find options that fit your budget and potentially lower your bills. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
So the three of them start guessing who got killed, and Scott says it was most likely at the Horowitz house because he says Scott Horowitz is a prominent attorney, and he mentions that he saw someone on his walk that morning and wonders aloud if maybe that was the killer.
Okay.
He also recites a Lizzie Borden rhyme.
Oh, the wax thing? Yeah.
Yeah. He says if you wanted to kill someone, the most painless way would be to shoot them. But if you wanted to cause pain, you would bludgeon the person 36 or 39 times, he says after that. All righty. Pamela had been struck in the head somewhere in that range, by the way. But the number, none of that was public yet. The public didn't even know how she was murdered yet. Okay. Then Scott and Jenna went back to her place, watched a show, and drank absinthe because they're douchebags. And yeah. So Tuesday, October 18th, okay, this is interesting. The Curials are talking to him about the fraud again, pressing him. He's denying it. Fred Curiel told him it didn't look like anyone broke into the computer and asked whether Scott understood that using the Vitale's phone number and address could tie him to the murder, even. Use her phone number and address, then she got murdered. That doesn't look good for you. So Scott said he understood, and then he started pacing. And then at some point, Fred said, I'm not saying they're going to think you murdered her, but I'm just saying it's going to cause a questioning probably.
It looks bad. Yeah.
It looks bad. So Scott said, well, what do you mean? And Fred said, I was just thinking out loud. He said, well, if Pamela had struggled with her attacker the way Horowitz told the press that she had, then it was pretty guaranteed there's going to be DNA under her fingernails and, you know, things like that, hair, footprints, stuff like that. So, I mean, you don't have to worry about it because the physical evidence is what matters. Scott just got quiet and didn't respond.
He said, oh, yeah.
Then Kim said, where were you Saturday morning?
Uh-oh.
They're like a pair of homicide detectives.
They're
these two.
terrific.
He said, out for a walk. They said, did you see her talk to anyone? And he thought for a while. And then he said, oh, yes, I did. He said, a woman driving a 4-door sedan, white, with long, straight brown hair and big glasses. She rolled down her window, stopped the car, reached across and grabbed his arm and said, you've got to believe.
Okay.
That's, by the way, an exact dead-on description of Pamela Vitale that he gave.
Oh.
Okay. They said, did you know Pamela? Or did you know the woman that stopped? And he said, no. And then he said, well, she grabbed me. She grabbed my arm, so she might have my DNA under her fingernails. Okay. And then he showed them fingernail marks on his right arm and said she even left marks. Like the fucking sea hag in Widow's Bay over here who's going to follow you home. Then he said, first he said the woman was driving down the canyon, and Kim pointed out that if he was walking up toward the barn, she'd have had to reach all the way across the passenger seat to grab him. So he said, oh, no, I met her coming home. I was heading uphill. I had it backwards.
All right.
Then Fred said, well, Pamela was found in a T-shirt and her underwear. She hadn't been out of the house that day. She hadn't left.
These are the kids that are saying this to him?
No, this is Fred and Kim, the Curials, the people they live with. So they said she didn't leave the house that day, so you didn't see her out there. And then Scott said, quote, what if my DNA is there? Fred was like, what? So Fred said, if you weren't there, your DNA won't be there. And he said, but what if it is there? Scott said. Fred said, well, that would mean you were there, and that would mean you're going to do a lot of time. And then Scott started getting real nervous and shaky. Over the next day, the woman on the road story would move around a bit. Now, next day, it's a man and a woman in a car, the woman reaching over the man to grab his arm. He told his mother, quote, I can't believe this is happening. And he told one of the housemates that the whole thing is just a big hallucination. And then he told the housemate's wife, quote, my DNA is on Pamela Vitale.
Oh, my God.
Okay. So finally, he admitted that he did do the credit card scheme, and he lied, and he started crying. Now he's like, if I admit to this, maybe everything will go away. So he said he wants to get it fixed. He wants to get it over with. So he told Robin he's going to confess to the fraud, partly to clear Robin's name and partly because he was afraid of them thinking he was a murderer. And he said that he thought owning up the fraud would, quote, separate him from that. Meanwhile, it makes it worse.
He's so bad at this.
He's such an idiot. It's almost like he's 16.
Right.
When Robin asked what the connection between the fraud and the murder even was, Scott just didn't give a coherent answer, Robin said. Mm-hmm. So Wednesday, October 19th, Robin's father had been told about the fraud. He confronted Robin and got the whole story, hired a lawyer, and went to the police.
Nice move.
Robin was granted immunity in exchange for information. Okay. On Wednesday evening, October 19th, it's reported that basically Scott gets arrested here. Okay. Now, also talk to the Curials who tell them all this shit about the DNA and all that stuff, okay?
Yeah.
So they're like, a sheriff's detective clocks the walk from the Vitale Horowitz residence to an abandoned van on the Curial property where bloody clothing would be found a little bit later. They say it's about 10 minutes, which gives him plenty of time. Now, the double cross T there, the Cross of Lorraine as the press was calling it, the prosecution, the cops are going to tie this to a bumper sticker found in Scott's room saying it's the same symbol.
Oh.
Then Scott's mother flees to her sister's place, and Jenna and her mother drove Scott's backpack and belongings up to Esther, Scott's mother. Esther went through the belongings, found scraps of paper with credit card numbers and names, Schneider's, the Halpins, a date book, a box of gloves, clothes, a pair of Scott's shoes, a knife, a book on mass murderers and cult leaders, and empty absinthe bottles. This is what he carries around.
Plural.
Yeah.
Keeps the bottle.
So Esther Fielding throws the papers, the gloves, and the journal into a wood stove and burns them.
Why'd she do that?
Because she's an idiot. And by the way, that will get her arrested as an accessory after the fact and have her on $500,000 bail.
Fuck yeah.
But the charge will later be dropped in exchange for her agreement to testify against her own son.
Eesh.
Okay. But in Scott's backpack, what she didn't burn was a T-shirt with blood on it, a pair of Land's End slip-on shoes, the same shoes he'd worn to a Renaissance fair with Jenna the day of the murder, and the general tread pattern of the Land's End shoes matches the bloody shoe print on the storage bin lid at the scene. A criminalist will later say that Scott's shoes or another shoe with the identical pattern made the print. And then there's the duffel bag. On October 20th, deputies search Esther's abandoned Toyota van, a vehicle that sat on the property for years. And behind the driver's seat, they found a duffel bag. And they said it stood out because it looked newer than everything around it. Everything else has been sitting there for years. This thing looks brand new. Inside it, there's a dark pullover, a blue head mask, a long costume-style black evening glove, each of them turned inside out and apparently bloodstained. Also, an overcoat identified as Scott's with safety pins on the cuff, the way Scott wore them. All the goth kids did that. The bag had a 2003 airline tag with Scott's name on it from a trip to Hawaii.
From 2 years ago.
The lab work here found Pamela Vitale's blood on the duffel bag, the glove, the mask, and the shoes.
Uh-oh.
And on the mask, 4 of 6 tested areas matched Pamela's blood. On the spot corresponding with the wearer's mouth, there's no blood there, but a single source of DNA matched Scott. So he was wearing the mask.
Slobber, yeah.
Yep. They said that a profile expected in roughly 1 in 780 trillion Caucasians. Trillion.
Oh, no.
There's never been a trillion people that have ever lived on the planet all put together, never mind 780. And they said it's rarer still in other populations. Then there's a swab from the bottom of Pamela's right foot, a mix primarily of Pamela with a minor contributor that's a male, not minor meaning young, minor meaning smaller. A partial profile matched Scott, but not a full one on that. So they said to confirm the male component from one man, they sent out for chromosomal testing and all that kind of shit. And across 17 markers, they said that the male component was indistinguishable from Scott's DNA. So there's a lot. Now, at this point, we're in January 2006. They're cleaning up for a party at the Curiel house, and Fred's brother David, who now has moved into Scott's old room, they need to have 1 million people living there, found 5 loose sheets of paper. 4 had account names, numbers, access codes, addresses, and birth dates, including John Halpin's credit card security code and online passwords, all in Scott's handwriting.
Wow.
2 of the 5 sheets carried Scott's fingerprint, and in the 5th, in Scott's handwriting, there was a vertical list of 5 points. 1 was knockout/kidnap, then question, question, then keep captive to confirm pins, then dirty work, then dispose of evidence, spelled with an S instead of a C, by the way. Followed by the words cut up, bury in parentheses.
Good Christ.
Okay. Now, there's differing views, by the way, on this kid. A lot of people think the prosecution is saying he's a monster. They talk about Invader Zim, which was a cartoon on Nickelodeon in the early 2000s about an alien who was incompetent and trying to conquer Earth here. And so they talk about that a lot. The prosecution zeroed in on his reaction to an episode, Dark Harvest, in which the alien Zim harvests human organs to look more human. They say that's his favorite episode. That must mean he's a killer. Scott talked about being curious, according to his girlfriend, about how the human body would work without certain organs.
It wouldn't, Scott. That's how.
Yeah. And he also talked about beating and breaking the necks of children, which we've all fantasized about that, let's be honest. There's a few. So, ever go to a Chuck E. Cheese? Yeah, it crossed your mind.
You ever go to fucking 5th grade class?
Yeah. I mean, as an adult, though.
Yeah.
So the defense said they were jokes, just kid talking shit, being silly. By the way, the Susan Polk case, because Daniel had trouble with that, the judge declared a mistrial, citing the avalanche of news that the killing had triggered. And Susan fired Horowitz and represented herself.
How'd that go?
That's crazy. Then publicly blamed Daniel Horowitz for murdering his wife.
You can't do that.
She said, I'm concerned that Dan was involved in her murder.
Oh, my.
She also told the jury when she represented herself that she had psychic powers and could have stopped 9/11 if her husband would have let her.
Why didn't you stop the killing of your husband then?
Yeah, right? Her own son got on the witness stand and called her, quote, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, which is great. She was convicted of second-degree murder and sentenced to 16 years to life.
Jeez.
Scott's trial, by the way, his first lawyer had to step aside for a conflict of interest because he represented the driver who killed Scott's half-sister in 2002. What are the fucking odds of that? There's a million public defenders.
The guy that defended the guy that killed his sister?
Yes. So he had to pull out.
Jesus.
So then it went to a Ellen Leonida for another public defender, and that's a big deal. They try to get a change of venue. There is a million newspaper articles, broadcasts, web thing. I mean, this is a big deal in this area, as you might imagine here. Roughly half of the jurors they got in there had heard of the satanic symbol carved into her back. Oh. The judge denies the change of venue. Okay. Right. So the prosecution opening said that, basically he's steeped in death. Goth artwork. He's obsessed with Jack the Ripper. That's a big thing.
He knows who Ed Gein is, James.
He knows Ed Gein is this is pre-true crime boom of everybody knowing it. The organ harvesting cartoon, the Live for the Kill poem, the bullet point list. They said he was his neighbor. He was humiliated by a neighbor over a dead dog. The address sitting in his own fraudulent billing field, and mask and gloves and a rock and a knife, going over everything. Scott's own writing, they read to the jury. You raised me to hate, and hate I will, because now I live for the kill. Which sounds like a song lyric. Yeah. That just sounds like a Slayer song, doesn't it? Yeah, I think it's like a metal song.
Yeah.
Or he should write metal
or something.
Yeah. About the symbol, they said seized from Scott's bedroom was a bumper sticker reading, I'm for the separation of church and hate. And the H in hate, he was drawn in the exact double-crossed form of the symbol carved into Pamela's back. So they said that was like his own sign. That's his Zorro, Okay. Then they said maybe Scott was there to confront or kill Karen Schneider, the dog killer, but got the wrong house because they're next door.
Okay.
Because he didn't know either one of those people, really. Because the billing address on the fraud was to that house, not her house. So they said that is, ladies and gentlemen, that Scott Dileski thought Karen Schneider lived at 1901 Hunsacker Road. There's just no other way to interpret that. So they said even if it is a mistaken identity, it doesn't matter because it's still the same. It's still the same intent to kill. He said he's guilty. There's no reasonable interpretation of the evidence other than Scott murdered Pam.
Fair.
Okay. Now, the defense, they call him a gentle, small, bullied, artsy kid who valued human and animal rights and could never have done this.
All right.
His own mom testifies against him. So they have to do that.
That's tough.
Yeah. They ask her also about burning the shit and all that kind of thing. It's
devastating,
weird.
especially in your case when mom says she found shit with the victim's blood on it and burned a bunch of your shit that's incriminating.
She also, in the middle of testifying, sees Pamela's daughter Marissa in the courtroom and says, "Oh my God, she looks so much like Pamela." And then Marissa started crying more, and she said, "I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to upset you."
Yeah,
Don't talk to people from the... The defense case is character witnesses, a teacher who coached him in ultimate frisbee and made him team captain, a graphic design teacher who called his artwork exceptional and noted that roughly a fifth of her students made gruesome art and none of them killed anyone, friends of a friend's mother who'd never seen him be violent or angry. Scott didn't testify. And basically, the prosecution did a 4-week case. The defense ran an 8-hour case consisting of character witnesses and then rested.
All right.
No experts, no alibi. In the opening, she promised an alibi for Scott and never delivered that.
Wow.
The defense closing, they showed pictures of him playing frisbee and said that someone else's DNA was on items attributed to her client. The blood on Pamela's foot was contaminated, she says, and the case was entirely circumstantial, built by demonizing a kid over his drawings. 0 + 0 = 0. You can't take a bunch of innocent interpretations and mash them together with the volume of your voice.
Sure.
Okay. 18 hours of deliberation.
That's a while.
They find him guilty of everything.
Yeah.
First-degree murder, special circumstances that it was committed during a robbery, first-degree residential burglary, and a weapon use enhancement for the bludgeoning. The burglary special circumstances made it a potential life without parole, no death penalty because he's only 16.
He's a child, yeah.
Victim impact, Pamela's family, her sister spoke, called him a monster from the depths of hell. Said he no longer deserves to be called human. He has lifeless shark eyes. He was there at her last moment of life. All this. I mean, they're pissed, obviously. Yeah. For mitigation, they bring back the same people they brought in for the character witnesses. They bring in his stepmother, who painted a bleak portrait of his parents, talking about emotional neglect and abuse and all that kind of thing. His former scoutmaster said, "I don't believe I could misjudge his character to such an extent that I could say he did it. I don't believe he did it." Scott's mom is not allowed to testify for him here because she already testified against him. The judge said she acknowledged that 2 jurors actually wrote letters asking for mercy because he seemed polite and intelligent and artistic. But she said, "I've seen the autopsy photos." She described the
Nothing polite about it.
Nope, deliberate planning. She told him the only time he showed any emotion was when the autopsy photographs were displayed and the pathologist described Pamela's injuries. He leaned forward, mouth open, absolutely fascinated by your handiwork. What the fuck? You, young man, may fuck off, maximum sentence, life in prison without the possibility of parole, plus a year for the weapon with a 4-year burglary term too, 342 days credit for time served, and no good time conduct.
Any fines?
No fines. On his 18th birthday, he's transferred to San Quentin, becoming the youngest inmate in the California prison system at that time, because they do youth authority till 21 usually.
Jesus Christ.
The public defender's office 3 days later resigns the public defender who defended him to, quote, move on. Now, there's a bunch of appeals here. In 2011, he becomes a Wiccan in prison, which I don't know if you get any special meals or anything like that.
Maybe.
2006, 2009's the appeal. 2016's a federal habeas appeal. 2018, there's a new law enacted by California, Senate Bill 394, that gives juveniles tried as adults sentenced to life without parole an opportunity for eventual release.
Right.
He's currently scheduled to become eligible for parole in 2030. It was reduced to 25 years, his sentence.
Oh,
to
that's
life.
too early.
So that's his first. Yeah, I don't think they're going to let him out.
No.
Now, there's a guy named Ralph Hernandez, an investigator, former Miami-Dade homicide detective, who thinks he's innocent and has been pushing it for over 10 years.
Really?
Going to the city council saying the DNA on Pamela's foot, a partial match, is not a cold hit. They argue it should be retested by an examiner with no ties to the county. They also said the broken, bloody mug reportedly found in the kitchen carried saliva DNA matching Horowitz, which he could have been drinking it and it got knocked out. That's silly.
It's in his house.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of shit. The shoe print, described by the prosecution's own expert as similar but not a definitive match, they said that the Land's End shoe tread carried Pamela's blood in a way the defense argued was inconsistent with someone who'd worn the shoes through a fair the next day. The glove in the duffel bag. Basically, he said it's very he's trying to say he didn't do it. He's saying it's the husband.
Really?
He said the husband, they said that, quote, it's very clear he killed her, then walked around the house and moved a bunch of stuff. They didn't want to go after the husband at all, is what they said. Okay. So they say it's a third party. This goes on and on and on. They also claim juror misconduct, which that sounds pretty on point, but Scott's currently incarcerated at Corcoran State Prison, which is not nice. And there is a huge group of people that say he's innocent based on a spot of blood on Pamela's foot. What about all the other blood? How did he get that on him? Why did he say all that shit?
Why does he have her blood?
If he never met her. Why is he full of scratch marks?
Anything on the scene. Her blood is with him. That's unexplainable.
Unexplainable. So
unless
there
you're
you
saying
go.
he was framed.
Unless you're saying he was framed, exactly. So, and Daniel Horowitz didn't even know him to frame him. So how the hell would he do that, or anybody else?
And why is he?
He was cleared.
Why is he telling everybody my DNA is on her?
That's the other thing. So there you go. We ran a little long. Apologies for that, but this is a crazy case.
Oh, boy.
Could have gone even longer. So look it up, though. If you look up Scott Dilesic is innocent, you'll come up with a bunch of shit that people believe that, especially go down a Reddit rabbit hole. My fucking God.
Wow.
So, yeah, people want to compare it to like West Memphis 3, but it's not even close to the same.
No.
It's not the same. They got him because he said my DNA is there, not because he's weird. So
and because he's got scratches all over him.
All over him. So shutupandgivememurder.com is where the website is, where you get all the tickets to live shows. September 18th, Pabst Theater in Milwaukee. September 19th, Minneapolis. Get in there. State Theater in Minneapolis. So do that. Then we're Dallas, San Jose, Sacramento, Tarrytown, Boston. Get your tickets right now. Shutupandgivememurder.com. Definitely do that. Listen to Crime and Sports. Listen to Small Town Murder. Follow us on social media at Small Town Murder on Instagram, at Small Town Pod on Facebook. Definitely get yourself Patreon, patreon.com/crimeinsports. Anybody $5 a month or above, you get everything we put out. Hundreds of back bonus episodes immediately upon subscription. New ones every other week. One Crime and Sports, one Small Town Murder. You get it all this week. Crime and Sports, Hostages Part 2, Small Town Murder, Prisoner Dating Game. I don't need to say anymore. Get your ass in there. It's Prisoner Dating Game time. It's that time of year. Patreon.com/crimeinsports. And you get everything we put out ad-free. And you get a shout out at the end of the regular show. So do that. Shutupandgivememurder.com is where you go if you want to follow us on social media or know anything about the show. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. Whew. Have a good one, and we'll see you later.
Bye.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can find options that fit your budget and potentially lower your bills. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Hey, everybody listening to Small Town Murder out there.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
Good to see you out there. I'm here with Jimmy, too. And this is an ad, but not an ad for a product. This is an ad
This
for
is the best
tour
kind.
dates. Yes, come see a live show, the 2026 tour.
Yeah.
All the tickets are for sale right now, starting out with February 21st in Nashville, March 6th in Durham, March 7th in Atlanta. Phoenix is sold out. We do have tickets, though, to Your Stupid Opinions on the 21st of March. Salt Lake City sold out. Denver has tickets. Be there on May 2nd. May 29th, Buffalo sold out. Royal Oak, Michigan, May 30th. We have September 18th, Milwaukee, September 19th, Minneapolis, October the 3rd in Dallas, October 16th in San Jose, October 17th in Sacramento, November 13th in Terrytown, November 14th in Boston. Come see us. The live shows are spectacular. Come join all of the other STM people. You're going to meet so many people. You're going to have fun.
Make some new friends.
Like crazy and make some new friends. Come out and see us. ShutUpAndGiveMeMurder.com is where you go for those tickets. Get them right now while they're hot.
See you on the road.